Right, guys, I'm going to start recording, and I want to show you something that I showed some of the other students that were here already, um, and that is how to find solution manual for course 2. All right, if you go to the classroom section here, you will see that your document for putting the answers on are right here. However, do you see where it says solutions? These are all the solutions for the whole week's assignments. And if you click on here, you can scroll through. This is the solution manual for the entire week. I want you to be able to use this to learn and make sure you know how to do the stuff you're doing. Kind of make sure that you're taking responsibility for your own learning. And it's pretty good step-by-step stuff. And if it still doesn't make sense to you, then contact me in some way. All right? All right. I am going to go right now to the lesson. Right there it says course 1, but I'm going to move to course 2. So course 2 is right here. All right. Now your lesson today is more of the algebra that is the reason I have you do things with a certain sequence or in a certain way, because it's getting to the point now where you have to use the process. And so the process today is figuring out how to solve these problems when I have mixed numbers like that. All right. Now, if that was just a 3, if it was 3x equals 5, you guys all know I would divide by 3. Well, the same is true now, but now you have to use 3 1/3. Now you know that x is going to be equal to 5 divided by 3 1/3. All right? And again, you're going to have to do the same thing you normally do. 5 times, I have to invert and multiply, but before I do that, I have to change that into an improper fraction. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10, so 3 1/3 is the same as 10/3. But if I'm going to flip it and multiply it times its reciprocal, I now have 3/10. And if I do a whole number times a fraction, I just multiply the whole number times the top. I now get 15/10, or 1 5/10, which is the same as 1 1/2. All right? It's the same process even when I have 2 fractions instead of 1. All right? I'm going to move over here and give myself a little more room. All right? I have to change this to an improper fraction. So I'm going to write 5/2, because 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. So 5/2y equals 15/8. And I'm going to need to divide each side by 5/2. There's another way to think of this as well, but I'm not going to confuse you. So I know that y is going to be equal to whatever 15/8 is divided by 5/2. All right? And that's going to be the same as 15/8 times 2/5. Now I can cross cancel here now, can't I? Which is what I want to do. I can divide that by 5 and get a 1, and divide that by 5 and get a 3. I can divide that by 2 and get a 1, and divide that by 2 and get a 4. And so what do I get now? I get 3/4. Okay? So what is y? Y equals 3/4. All right? Now, if you have questions, I don't think I muted you guys. Let me make sure. Did I make it so you can unmute yourself? I don't know. All right. Let's do another one. Sometimes it happens with decimals. All right. I know that x is going to be whatever 0.24 divided by a -5 is. All right. So I know my x is going to be equal to a negative number. It's a positive divided by a negative. But here's the part that you guys all know about. I have to do 0.24 divided by 5. All right. 5 will not go into 2, so I have to put a 0 placeholder there. 5 will go into 24 4 times. 4 times 5 is 20. I subtract to get a 4, add a 0 and bring it down. 5 will go into 40 exactly 8 times. All right? And so x is a negative 0.048. That's all that's new for you guys. Do you have any questions? Oh, I see Juan. I'm glad you're here, Juan. Did you sleep in a little and miss the morning meeting?
Maybe.
Maybe. All right. Were you able to catch most of that?
Oh yeah, I was here the whole meeting.
All right.